welcome my beautiful nail friends to my 12 Days of Christmas series. Today is Snowflakes with crystals and paint. We're featuring mochi gel, acrylic gel, and top gel and base coat. Here's a sneak peek of the design we're going to be doing, and I'm going to give you a detailed explanation on how to do everything. Alright, so today I have got from mochi gel, a line, base coat, top coat. We got a Pink Friday polygel here. So we got this and see what color this is. And I've been taking down the product off of my natural nails. I'm just going to be applying some product to my natural nails here. I'm trying to grow them out, and then we'll be doing a design. So there may be two parts to this video, so it's not extremely long. If I can get this open, let me get the scissors, hold on. So yeah, anyway, we might do two parts to this video. And we're going to try out these polygels from Mochi Gel. Acrogels, I'm sorry. I have a couple more of these to show you guys. Let's see what we've got here. And a few more of these, actually. Quite a few. So I've got Ruby Woo, which is that color. I've got Coraline, which is that color. It's pretty blue. I've got a glitter here. This is Supernova. I've got another cover color, Rosebud. Beautiful light pink color. We've got Pistachio, which is that color. So I don't know if I'm going to use these or what combination, but I definitely know we're going to be trying out this Pink Friday. Let's see. Let me see what this looks like. I think I was thinking I might do, let's see. This is going to be Pink Friday right here. Ooh, so let's go ahead and put our primer and bonder on. Since we're going to go ahead and start on the dual forms. Just to the natural nail area, we apply this. Ooh, I need to put some lotion on my hands. They're dry. It's starting to get cold here down south, so that's when my skin starts drying out. I'm going to use a little bit of primer. Let's go ahead, blot that. Now, that's done. Now, I'm going to go ahead and apply the Mochi Gel base coat. It's called Sticky Base Coat. So let's go ahead and apply that now to the nails. I do like the consistency of it, because it's like a normal base coat. I know those rubber bases are really popular, but they're not for everybody's nails. In fact, if you have problem nails, you're better off using a normal base coat or a universal base coat rather than something like that, because you want something that's really going to make the product adhere to your natural nail. So we're going to go ahead and apply this onto the nail. And with that primer, this should really work good. You only put this where you want the gel to go. So I'm going to go ahead and do my thumb by itself, because I always have a problem with it not curing evenly in this lamp. And it's not the gel or anything, it's just this particular lamp. It's a really cheap lamp that I have. I can't afford a good lamp right now. I've been sick, so I haven't been able to work as much. So that's why I haven't been doing videos either, because my episodes have been worse lately with my illness. I've been having a lot of fainting spells and seizures and stuff, so. Alright, so now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and apply it to the rest of my fingers. Very carefully, make sure you don't flood the cuticles or anything like that. And like I said, you're going to apply this wherever you want your gel to go. No matter what kind of gel you would be using, you always apply your base coat only to the areas where you want your future gel to go. It's like an engagement ring between your natural nail and the gel. That's what your base coat is. Or your base layer. Because some gel systems don't have a base coat. They just use like a one-step gel as the base coat. I think Valentino does that method with its one-step gel as well. But anyway, that's what the base gel or the base layer is. It's an engagement ring between your natural nail and your gel product, your hard gel or your soft gel, whatever you're using. Yeah, I gotta get some lotion on my hands afterwards. They are massively dry. That's from being in alcohol all day long, doing nails. So because I'm growing my natural nails out, I'm going to be doing a lot of things on tips for this Christmas season. Just because I don't want to, you know, constantly be taking things off and putting them on my natural nails because I want them to be strong. But I will be doing some sets on my natural nails. Right, I'm going to put that in the lamp for 30 seconds and then we're going to move on to the Polygel application. So I'm about to make a mistake that's going to show just how awesome Mochi Gel is because I accidentally put the wrong color Polygel in the wrong dual form. Oh, that's the wrong one. Shoot. No, yeah, that's the wrong one. Okay, well, that's the right one. So I need to scoop this into here. If you've used Polygel before, you know how sticky it can be. But watch how flawlessly this Polygel moves from one dual form to another. And as you can see, it left no sticky residue behind. This stuff is a godsend. So from here on, I'm just going to continue to load the dual forms up with Polygel. I'm going to do 2 with the Pink Friday, and the other 2 fingers I'm going to do with the light pink color. I forgot the name of it. Sorry. But so that's what you're going to see me do here, and then we're going to apply these dual forms to the fingers. You'll notice that anytime I do Polygel or Gel X, I always leave the cuticle area for last. I will apply the tip or the dual form to the front half of the nail to build the free edge, and then I will go back in after filing and smoothing everything down, so I don't have any ledges, and apply a bead of gel or acrylic or whatever I'm using to the cuticle area and fold that in. And that's what I'm doing here. And I find that I like to do my cuticle area by hand always, because I feel like it just gives it a sculpted look. It doesn't give it a like this is a press on look, or this is something, you know, fake look. It makes it look more realistic. And so that's why I always just like to leave my cuticle area to sculpt by hand. And not to mention, it also gives the added benefit of giving you a more built up stress area, because you've built your free edge, and then when you come down with the cuticle bead of whatever product you're using, it will add that extra bit to the stress area and build that apex up nicely. And then I like to just smooth it down towards the very end of the nail so that it just kind of tapers off. And I just find that does so much better. And then once you file everything just falls right into place beautifully. I just want to take a moment to talk about mochi gel. This stuff is smooth like butter. It is one of the least sticky polygels or acrogels, while also being one of the best as far as the ingredients. Usually when acrogels have lack of stickiness, it doesn't necessarily mean it's good. Sometimes you can have a polygel that isn't sticky, but it's goopy, and so it's still very hard to apply. This is not sticky, but it also holds together like a great 50-50 acrylic and gel. And that's why I'm glad that they call it acrogel, because that is exactly what it is. It is half acrylic, half gel, and it performs so beautifully. It has all of the amazing things that you love about acrylic without the unamazing parts, and it has all the amazing things you love about gel without the unamazing parts. And that is done because it takes the best of the acrylic and the best of the gel, throws them together, and that's what mochi gel is. I have tried probably close to 50 different acrogels. I'm a big supporter of Ukrainian brands and Eastern European brands. I like a lot of different brands and I try to support different countries too. But so when I find something that is really unique, I get excited about it, and I'm very excited about mochi gel. In fact, it's going to be my in-house brand for a long time, and I'm really excited because they've now created these big tubs of mochi gel, which is really cool because it looks like mochi ice cream tubs. And yeah, so you can get the bigger size and not have to keep coming back and buying tube after tube, and it's affordable. That's the other thing that got me really excited about this, because I hate when brands get really full of themselves and then they're like, oh, we're great, so now we're going to charge $1 million for one tube of acrogel. And it's not that attitude at all. Mochi Gel is very humble. They know they have a good product, and that's all they're concerned about, is providing a good product for everyone. So I'm very excited to see what this brand does in the future. I cannot wait. I expect great things from them. So here we're just going to apply some glitter. You can use any glitter you want, silver or gold. And then I'm going to use a syrup color to do like a cheek nail on the ring finger and the index finger. Just kind of give it a little blush in the middle, so because that's a lighter pink polygel color, so I like to use a darker pink. You can find a darker pink or a brighter pink, something that just contrasts really pretty with that. And I put that into the glitter gel to ombre it. I'm gonna go over the darker pink, the Pink Friday nails, with this iridescent Aurora gel polish. I'm going to cure that. Then I'm going to go in with a chrome base from Valentino Beauty Pure, and I'm going to go in with this beautiful Aurora powder that I got off of AliExpress. I'll leave a link in the description to everything that I use, of course, as always. But this stuff, it's like a pinky blue. Oh, it's just pretty. I love it. I'm gonna be so sad when I run out of this stuff. I've got to order some more. But anyway, so here I am going in with the Valentino Beauty Pure chrome base. Love this stuff. It's amazing for putting chrome on. It really works good. And so after this is when we're going to start painting on our snowflakes. And you're just going to want to use a thick white gel paint for this. I prefer to use a no wipe gel paint because that way you can put snow glitter on top, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put matte glitter on the ring finger, and I'm going to put the Aurora snow glitter on the thumb. So here I am just chroming everything out, and then you'll see from there. So here I'm going to top everything with Mochi Gel's Shiny Top Gel. This is a new product from them. Really like it. It's a regular top gel, which is great. It's not an overly thick, if you don't like real thick top gels. This is just a normal top gel. It gets the job done beautifully, and it seals that polygel in perfectly, as well as anything else that you need to seal in, like chrome powders and gel polish. So now you're just going to go in with your dotting tool and your white painting gel and put different size dots according to how you want the snowflake to look. I like to start with the bigger dots and then go in closer in between those dots with smaller dots. So just make sure that for each time you place a dot down, you want to make sure it has about the same amount of gel in it, because we're going to be pulling from these dots of gel towards the center of the snowflake to give it that look. And the easiest way I can explain this is it's something that you have to practice at, but you want to start from the puddle with a little tiny bit of pressure and then release that pressure up as you flick it towards the middle of the snowflake. As you can see here, I'm just making the little outside edges. I'm flicking out the little points of the dots towards the outside edges, and then I'm going to go back and pull towards the center, as you can see here. So I start with just a little tiny bit of pressure, and then I release up on that pressure as I get towards the center of the snowflake. And that's how you get those different designs, is really by different degrees of pressure on your nail brush. So it's something you have to play around with until you get used to it. to figure out what size brush is good for you, how much pressure is good for which design, and all that. Maybe I'll do a class on different designs and stuff, and what pressure you need for that and whatnot, and what brush. I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, so, and then I'm just in the middle, I'm doing like a little flower by taking those dots and going from around the left and the right and making petals, and then coming down with a little line in the middle to make it look kind of like a flower. And then I'm going to go in with even smaller dots, and this time I'm using like a needle, a design needle, I think it's called, to make even smaller dots, because it's smaller than my dotting tools. I'm going to even use a toothpick for really, really small ones. And with these, I'm also going to pull from those puddles to the center of the snowflake. Same rules apply. Start with a little bit of pressure and then no pressure as you get towards the center. And then I think with the very top small dots, I think I pulled those out just a little bit. Icicle accents. Icicle accents are great designs to do for winter nails. They don't overpower the design, they don't add any heaviness, and they're really quick and simple to do. So I'm starting with a silver glittery cat eye as my underneath base of the icicle, snowy, whatever you want to call it, and pulling very thin lines down from this. You're always going to pull very thin lines down from your main little arch, okay? And then I'm going to activate that cat eye, I'm going to cure that, and then I'm going to come back in with a snowy glitter gel. I love this gel from Cocoist. It's a I think it's called Blizzard or something like that, and it's just got little pieces of white matte glitter in it, and it really looks like snow. And so I come down over the cat eye here and there with that to really give it that frosted look. And so yeah, here we are with the second snowflake, and I'm just gonna basically do the same thing again, pulling from those puddles towards the center. It's just a little bit of a different design that I did for this one. So I'm just going to make, instead of doing like little flower in the middle and all that, I'm going to do just little leaves on each little branch. I'm going to draw you a diagram of how the snowflake crystal actually goes, because sometimes it's hard to see up close and the crystals are transparent, so sometimes it's hard to see exactly where those little bitty things are going and what you're trying to do. So we're going to be using silver caviar beads as spacers. This is going to help you get your rhombus crystals equal distance all the way around. And we're going to be using, of course, the rhombus or diamond crystals, diamond shaped crystals, whatever you want to call it. These are them. They come in like 1 millimeter to 3 millimeter. I would make sure that you put in 1 millimeter or 2 millimeter, whatever size you want, so that you don't wind up getting a really large one that is not going to be helpful, because for these you want them really small. These are some of the bigger ones that they have, and they have transparent, and then they also have them like this with the backing on them. So just be mindful of what you're looking for. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the 3 smaller sizes of the caviar beads. We're going to take the largest of the 3 smaller sizes, and we're going to use that as our middle bead. You could use a bigger bead if you want, but because the crystals are so small, I like to keep everything kind of, you know, the same. So we're going to put the larger of the 3 caviar beads, 3 smaller caviar beads in the very middle of our snowflake. And that's going to be our center of our snowflake. Then we can go ahead and take one of our rhombus crystals and place it at the top. And you want to put this kind of close to the center. You don't want it like way off. You do want it kind of close. It doesn't have to touch. It all really depends on how you want it to look. So that's another thing too. Then we're going to take the second smallest size of the caviar beads. I'm going to place it next to that edge, the side edge. I'm going to put another one right here on this side. Then we can go ahead, grab another rhombus crystal and start laying them out all the way around. And then we can repeat that again. Put another here and another here. And that's going to help, like I said, keep everything equal distance apart. And it'll help you complete the snowflake easier, since everything is going to be the same distance apart, thanks to those caviar beads. That really, really helps a lot. And of course, I'm not doing a great job on this because I'm trying to hurry, but you get the point of what I'm saying here. And so you're just going to keep on doing that around. And what I like to do is when I start, I don't like to flash cure in between. I try to keep it just everything in place. So I like to use like a thick sculpting gel like this, No Wipe 3D Effect, very thick hard gel that you can use as a top gel, something like that. And I like to put like a circle of it down on the nail. That way I can just paste in the pieces as I go. And then of course I can add more later if I need to. So what I usually do is I go ahead and I complete the entire circle. And then once I'm done with that, oops, did not mean to do that. I'll go back and I'll flash cure it. So yeah, you're gonna wind up with another at the bottom here. So I'll go ahead and flash cure it at this point, and then I will come back, and everywhere you have a spacer bead, you can go ahead and put another rhombus crystal. You can use the same ones, or you can use a different color, or what have you. But anyway, you want to do that all the way around again. Right on top of that spacer bead, so that you're the same distance apart. Everything looks uniform. It keeps everything nice and neat. And so you get what I'm saying there. Then if you want, you can finish it off by taking the smallest of the silver caviar beads and putting that at the very edge of these. And it just gives it a nice finished look. And that's one of the more simple crystal designs. And I just wanted to show you guys that before we actually go and do it, because I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it on camera. But I wanted you to at least understand what I was doing. I forgot to mention, when placing your rhombus crystals, make sure you're placing them all on the same side. Whether you want the flat side down, I prefer to use the flat side down and the pointed side up, because I just find it's easier to stabilize them like that. But you may not like the way that looks. You may like it with the flat side up. But just, I know it's hard with the transparent ones to kind of see like what is going on. But that's why I like to take and put a few of them in the top so that I can kind of really get a hold of them and flip them over if I need to with my wax pen and whatnot. That's also the other reason I don't like to flash cure in between, because that way, if one moves out of place or something, and it kind of, or if I do something, place one wrong, then I can kind of readjust everything as needed as I go around. But with those caviar spacer beads, it really holds it all together. So it should be much easier when using those spacer beads. And you can use anything for that. It doesn't even have to be spacer beads. Let your imagination go wild. Like, what if you want to use tiny little hearts in between, or if you have like little heart beads or whatever, it's all up to you how you want the snowflake to look. No two snowflakes are alike, and that's what's beautiful about them. And that's what's beautiful about people too, because we're all unique and we all have different ideas and imaginations about how things should look. Thank you so much for joining me today, wonderful friends. I hope you enjoyed the rest of the 12 days of Christmas, and I promise to upload on time this time. Have a great day. We'll see you next video.